everyone, we are live. Welcome back. Hold on. There we go. As you just saw, we had a really fun little challenge with the water and building a domino effect, and John enjoying knocking over some lovely dominoes. However, Ned won immunity, making him, I think, our only second two-time immunity winner currently in this group. So, very interested to see how this tribal council goes. I have my thoughts, but we'll discuss those more when we come back after the deliberation. So tune in, shout some love to your loved ones, and let's get ready for tribal council. Does he have an extra?
Bring in our jury.
Yes, please.
So the immunity keeps passing its way around. Paul, nice win for you there.
Thank you, sir.
Does that change anything that's going on in the scramble dynamics for the person with the necklace at all?
Yeah, I mean, I was on the bottom a lot yesterday, managed to find an inroad at the last tribal council that worked for me, and now it looks like I'm actually going to be here all the way till the final five, which was not what I would have guessed 12 or 16 hours ago.
Yeah, I think everyone has a story like that in terms of having your name on. Oh, I'll just let that go. You good?
Oh.
Yep.
Declan, you were in that spot as well. Your name's come up several times, and you still made it here. Where does that leave you now with this 6?
In a tenuous position. I got wind that it was very likely going to be me walking into that tribal, and was very lucky, and I think made the right call to change my vote and go with where I knew was going to be the right path, and it was me, and or was going to be me. So I'm feeling very uncertain of everything.
Nicole, what about you? Where do you find yourself with this group of 6?
Well, last vote I was left out of the vote. Well, I mean, there was Haley's vote name out there and Declan's, but I thought the majority was going towards Declan, so that always sucks when one of your allies gets voted out. And so right now it's just figuring out, okay, where are the votes and what path is going to propel me further.
And Nicole mentioned one of your allies getting voted out. Is it a point now where you still see folks here with allies?
Well, I mean, we're at the weird point now where like all of us are allies.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's the unfortunate part about getting in the line to the end is you have to join each other eventually.
KP, I asked this earlier, and the answer was it's too early. Now looking over as the jury begins to grow, any thoughts on who's got people over there that they're more likely to be connected with?
Absolutely, it's a huge thought, and I think some people on this bench has never talked to those people strategically in a real serious way. And so that becomes, at this point, I believe, an asset, is you can feel free to take me, and I know that a few faces over there don't know my game that well, because I didn't talk game with them, you know, to detriment or to benefit at the time. But you do have people that routinely talk to those people, whether they were lies or truths, but there's connections built over there that go from first tribe, that go from first day, that go from wherever. And there are people that are going to get a lot of those votes.
Leah, you start thinking about, or any discussion about resume, right? If you're gonna make it to the end, you need to have something to say. And resume can mean a lot of different things. Any thought of that?
I think there's a lot of different types of resume within the group here. Some of us have very silent resume, where that person has made moves that a lot of people don't know about because those people are still in the game. There's also the physical resume where if you're good at challenges, you can kind of boast that up to hopefully pander some jury votes. And then, yeah, sorry. Okay, I'm good.
Okay. Anything else we need to talk about?
I think we've all seen Survivor on this spot here. And I think when a person has 4 number ones, that person gets to choose where you end up in their plan. So I think if you have someone that's extremely socially connected, you feel safe with them for sure, because that's what they're making everyone feel. I think people here have promised final 2 to multiple people. So you have to wonder, is that final true real just because I feel it's real? Or are they just good at making me feel what I want to feel? I think the best case scenario is if 4 people feel like they got a number 1, cut the number 1.
Anything else? All right, let's get to it.
Cut the number 1. That is an epic line. I'm gonna pin that. That is an epic line. You are so correct. Like, who could they be referencing? Like, who would be, I mean, Nicole mentioned they were cut out of the vote last night, so I don't know if that would make them the number 1. Paul is immune, so he's off the table. That leaves Leah, Declan, and Ned. And Ned doesn't seem like, in my opinion, the person to have that, like, social connections. So that leaves me with, hello. Yeah, we were just saying the epic line that if 4 people have ties to number 1, cut the number 1. That is an epic line, and we're trying to figure out who is KP referencing. Oh, you know? Deck. Is KP, after hugging after the last one, actually trying to, is it cut Declan and make the move?
And we saw, have you talked about Leah crying?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like, is Leah crying over Declan? Or is Leah crying over KP? I think she's crying over KP.
They're in their heads thinking that, because I think Declan has made them a very amazing resume. Like, they've crawled from almost the bottom to quite a. They took out Kaylee and Nicole, and they're the last 2.
Yeah. So when someone and you're like, they have a point, but also they're so good at talking. I don't want to.
That is true, because then you're like, oh, KP, you can out-talk me any day. So I don't know. This is interesting.
So the other thought is with Paul with immunity. Paul is just like, he's just in it to keep surviving. And so now that he has immunity, it's like, is he going to try to take a big swing because he's safe? Or is he just like, I'm just going to keep voting with the people and I owe them my loyalty? I think Paul is kind of wired that way, that he's going to give his loyalty.
Yeah, because I think the moment Paul doesn't have immunity, he could be easily targeted.
Yeah.
For him to make a move so that he can kind of add it to his resume, because Final Tribal is right around the corner.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of room left.
Yeah.
Like people usually say, oh, we'll make a move at like 6, 7. And I'm like, there's not.
So Cameron asks, are there any other obvious duos left? I mean,
are separated. So Declan and Leah have been doing a lot of talking together.
Yeah.
So
And then night one, but they were part of a group that had to be separated night one. So they and that's why they lost that challenge.
spicy.
So it's like, is that actually holding up at this point?
Yeah. So, and then also Paul and Ned were together on Old Wapoon, right? They were together on a tribe.
Paul and Ned.
Yeah. So Paul and Ned had that original lines too.
Yeah.
So that is.
Honestly, it's just like this final six is just like filled with threats.
Yes.
Like anybody can win.
Yes.
It's wild.
I agree. And I agree. I honestly think it's going to be very, very like interesting and an amazing final tribal with whatever combinations sitting there. And there's still so much game to play. And I think Leah had her wake up call with touchy subjects. I really do.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that she's able to continue that trend of making the right moves because she has the Shauna edit, we like to call. She's the last one from her tribe. People have underestimated her, and she's gonna get to the end, and I think she's gonna have an amazing final tribal. So
There might be a lot of tears at the final tribal council, which is okay.
I think Leah's cried every council.
Listen, on that last day. Okay, all right, time for the vote.
Okay.
Anyone has an advantage or immunity out, you want to play? Now's the time. Ready to votes. KP. Ed. KP. Ned. KP. Ned. We have a tie.
Well, I don't have to know. You don't have to. We will. We will. We will.
I'm drawing rocks.
We will, Nicole.
Rocks?
We will, Nicole.
You saying we don't have to go to the revote? Nope.
No, rocks. Rocks.
They are going to rocks.
Okay.
For anyone that just realized, they are sticking to their votes and are about to go to rocks.
I love all five.
Love you, love you, love you, love you, love you.
Yeah,
I love you.
all incredible people. Whatever happens, happens. Case rocks, it's all good. Yeah,
We got it.
Wait, stop cracking me up.
we love you so much. It's all good. No, I know it's emotional. Like high tension.
So does that mean KP and Ned are safe? Yes. And the only ones going is Leah, Declan, and Nicole. They literally just said they would go to rocks. Wow. Wow.
Whoever gets votes out, I don't even know what to say.
I'm gonna come out here real quickly. I'm gonna come out here while we're waiting for the rocks. I never expected that to happen. Isaiah's taking a moment. I never expected a group to just be like, rocks.
Rocks, baby.
Rocks. They didn't.
Chris O'Neill is shaking in his boots right now.
And they didn't even give a chance for someone to flip.
Chris like whispered and was like, "Oh, wait, rocks," and then they went rocks. And he was like,
Has this ever happened?
Gone to rocks? Yeah.
like,
Chris,
no, but like
Oh,
like
in
them
media?
being like,
Them
you
just,
don't need to
yeah.
no, right?
I don't know. I think, well, I mean, if you know, right? Like Leah said, I'm not flipping my vote. It's better to just say,
I
like,
guess
hey,
so.
I'm not flipping my vote. It saves us some parchment.
Yeah.
Save the environment, you know.
But now the people that are immune is Paul, Declan, and KP. No, Paul, Ned, and KP. Sorry.
Yeah, so we'll see Declan, Leah,
And Nicole.
drawing rocks here.
One of them might have just thrown away their game because they didn't want to switch their vote.
So it seems like we obviously have Ned and KP on different sides, right?
Okay, we're gonna go back.
Oh, they're drawing rocks. Go.
Yep, thank you. No, I'm all set.
There's a lot in there. There's a lot in there.
Okay. We're just staring at.
Hey, right there. Let me get back to my spot.
Good luck, Gil.
Good luck. I love you both. I'm sorry.
Good luck.
No apologies.
I can be shaking.
Okay, reveal. White rock.
That's okay.
Sorry, I threw it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's okay.
Good play, girl. Good play.
Let everyone know I'm just gonna do rocks. Okay, I'm sorry. Good job, Nicole.
Good job, Nicole. You rock. You are all amazing, and one of you are going to win this game.
Okay. To recap what just happened, Isaiah, you want to join me? No? He's going to join me in a second. So, it was a. Did you expect the?
Do you know who the three are next side?
No, come over here. Okay, let's. We're gonna come over here. Anna's got the juicy tea. So for those of you who tuned in, we voted. It was a tie, 3-3 against KP and Ned. How did that dynamic break down?
I can reveal this because I feel like they were like obviously like at tribal saying these things.
Yeah.
So it's okay for me to say.
Yeah.
I don't have votes confirmed, but this is what I can tell from watching.
And based off of how those three were like, we're not switching our votes.
It is I'm pretty sure Nicole, KP, and Paul versus Ned, Declan, Leah. Remember I was talking about how Ned, Leah, and Declan have a bond from night one? Like I think we just saw what happened.
Ned, Declan, and Leah. Yeah.
I cannot believe.
I can't believe KP and Declan split up against each other, made a war.
Yeah, KP was taking the swing last night, and I can't believe that they all said to John, we don't need to vote again.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, no one, like, you're throwing away your game for the people. Like, if I was in that situation, I'd be like, no, we can revote. Because you're not throwing away your game, but you are throwing away your game for a 1 in 3 chance.
They all knew where they stood.
They all knew where they all stood, but like, I would be like, no, let's vote and flip my vote. I would have flipped my vote. I'm so sorry.
As a producer, I'm just
so sorry.
I'm just like, we could have. I don't know,
Yeah.
but then they're like, well, it makes the schedule move up a little bit if they're all literally saying it.
It's just like for your game to get decided to rocks for 2 other individuals.
They were so
set. That's crazy.
There was no question about
Okay.
it. It was just,
That's true loyalty, though.
Question in the chat. Raise your hand if you would have gone to rocks.
Would you have gone to rocks?
Oh.
and-
we were doing a revote.
Have you talked about season 8? What happened at final
No.
6?
Oh.
Season 8, final 6 was rocks. but it was one person forcing rocks. Go to our video highlights on YouTube, on Instagram. You can watch the highlight clip of Chris forcing rocks. He's here in the audience here, and he made a joke. He said, "Are they gonna do rocks at 6?"
He did. It literally, I was right next to him. He goes, rocks. So he was like, ooh, and then right after he said that,
did Chris actually force these rocks? Do you think?
I know.
He did. He put it in the universe.
He was kind of gagged that like when they said that, he was like, wait, like as if he was like, wait, I was kidding. Like, oh my god, it's actually happening.
Oh, Becky said I would go to rocks. Adele,
Becky.
no flip vote to save yourself.
Becky, I would go to rocks for you. Okay, I got to get ready for the exit. Bye, guys.
Okay, bye. Oh man, crazy. If we're at 6, getting to 5, I would totally flip my vote because it guarantees me. Unless I'm immune.
right.
Unless I was safe, then I'm okay. Unless I had immunity. Okay, we got to end this. This was crazy. Whew, what a day.
Yes, this is wild.
Yes, love you all.
Bye.